A new bill being introduced by Senator Mike Glore could increase the price of cigarettes.
And it has some smokers fuming. We'll go live to Megan McGill, who has the story.
Senator Mike Glore of Grand Island proposed a bill today that would increase cigarette taxes. He's proposed the bill twice before, but is hoping that third time's a charm. Today at the State Capitol building, the Revenue Committee met to hear testimony on Bill LB 1013. The bill will raise cigarette taxes from 64 cents to $2.14. Senator Glore said that despite many smokers' opposition to the bill, there is a general understanding of its purpose.
You know, I don't like it, but I hope it passes because it's the only way I'm going to give up smoking. This is a price-sensitive issue.
However, opponents like UStop owner Mike Whitehead argue that the retail business job is to simply provide products.
It's free will of our consumers. It doesn't make any difference as to our own personal preference, whether I smoke or don't smoke. In fact, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Senator Smith was skeptical and argued that the rise in price would have no effect on business.
I'm here to say that in the majority of cases, they're not going to stop smoking. They have the addiction. For whatever reason, they're going to continue to smoke.
The proposed tax would raise an extra $120 million for the state in the first year. Senator Glore is confident the long-term effects will benefit everyone.
It's not popular where there's an understanding of what it will do, and that is reduce smokers, and that'll be good for all of us.
Senator Glore and other supporters believe that this bill will have the greatest potential impact on tobacco users and on the healthcare system. For Star City News, I'm Megan McGill reporting. Back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Megan. UNL Chancellor Harvey Perlman sent an email in response to the Black Lives Matter protest. It included the following steps to increase diversity and combat racism: the adoption of TIPS reporting system to facilitate the reporting of issues of racial bias or harassment, the creation of diversity officers in academic affairs, student affairs, and human resources, creating an overall chief diversity officer for campus. Speaking of Harvey Perlman, as his tenure comes to an end, we take a look at his time at the university. Josh Skusalich has more.
Harvey Perlman's time with the University of Nebraska started in 1963 when he entered the College of Law as a student. By 1967, Perlman had joined the faculty. He'd later serve as Dean of the College of Law before being named the interim chancellor in 2000 and officially being named in 2001. In a few months, he'll give up the post he's had for more than 15 years. During his time as UNL's chancellor, the student population has grown by 12%, and multiple buildings were built and updated, including the new College of Business. Research expenditures soared past $100 million, and the Center for Brain Biology and Behavior was added to Memorial Stadium, along with numerous other additions.
But one of Perlman's greatest accomplishments is one most often associated with sports, and one you'll notice often if you attend or watch an event on game day.
Moving into the Big Ten is going to raise the academic profile of University of Nebraska greatly.
Perlman declined an interview, but said, quote, "I'm excited about how the university has progressed, but can hardly take all the credit. It seems to me this is a critical time in the search for my successor, and I think the focus should be on that search and not me." For Star City News, I'm Josh Skusalich.
University of Nebraska President Hank Bounds showed his support yesterday for a new bill that would make the search process for a chancellor more private.
Bounds said the current process discourages candidates from applying for the job. Let's go live to Nikita Higgins, who has the story.
The university may have a new hiring process for the office of chancellor and president.
They brought to my attention the statistics of the number of candidates who refused to even apply to the University of Nebraska because of the process that we have right now.
In fact, the number of candidates have been so low that the Board of Regents decided to have just a priority candidate.
After they have named the priority candidate, would begin a 30-day vetting period. And during that 30 days, there would need to be a public hearing conducted at every university campus in which the priority candidate would need to make themselves available to the faculty, the students, and the staff.
Nebraska Farm Bureau, the state's largest agriculture organization, supports the bill.
Agriculture is a big stakeholder for University of Nebraska, and if there's ever a time when there's a process where you don't have the best candidates being sought out, being recruited for the top leadership in University of Nebraska, that concerns us as a stakeholder.
Robertson says the bill is critical to the state of Nebraska.
We want the best leadership and the best candidates that are going to seek these leadership positions at the University of Nebraska.
For Star City News, I'm Nikita Higgins.
The committee will be voting on the bill in the next couple weeks. Colleen?
It's 7, but thanks, Nikita. The fallout from the New Hampshire primary is still being felt. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and former Hewlett-Packard CEO Carly Fiorina announced that they are dropping out of the presidential race Wednesday. That leaves 5 Republican candidates and the 2 Democratic frontrunners remaining in the race. As the race is heating up, as the candidates head into the South Carolina primary, coming off a landslide victory in New Hampshire, Democratic Senator Bernie Sanders looks to cut into Hillary Clinton's lead in South Carolina. Hillary Clinton currently holds a substantial lead among black voters in the state, while Sanders challenges making inroads with African American voters, a key voter bloc that he will need in order to win the state.
Well, another presidential candidate is marking her spot in Lincoln. Hillary Clinton is opening a campaign office today near 70th and O Streets. An organizing event is scheduled for tonight at the office. Clinton is preparing for Nebraska's Democratic Presidential Caucus on March 5th.